Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tear, where all year I've been featuring a countdown of my personal top 3,000 list of top 3,000, what I consider roughly top 3,000 rock songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. Today I'm up to song number 2985, which is Count Me In by Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Here's a picture of the record, and here's the group Gary Lewis and the Playboys. They were a very big band for a couple of years in the mid '60s, and their lead singer was this guy here, Gary Lewis, and he just happens to be the son of a very famous actor and comedian, Jerry Lewis. Here's a picture of Jerry Lewis in the movie The Nutty Professor. He was kind of a nutty actor and comedian, but he was very famous, and I guess that helped his son become famous too. I don't think they were a great group, by the way. They were okay. To me, they sound a lot like the artist I featured yesterday, who was Brian Hyland. I mean, the songs sound very similar, I think. Their first big hit was number one. It was called This Diamond Ring. That came out in 1965. They had several hits in 1965. That was just their first. That was their only number one, by the way. But Count Me In was their follow-up hit. A few months later, this one went to number two. Um, and then after that, they had several other top 10 hits, including Everybody Loves a Clown, She's Just My Style, Sure Gonna Miss Her, and Green Grass. And like I said, they're not one of my favorite bands. They have an interesting history, though. They actually got started in Disneyland, of all places, and they didn't have any problem getting hired. I heard that they just hired them on the spot, probably because, and then, the funny thing about that is that Gary Lewis didn't want to let any of the employers know that he was Jerry Lewis's son. He didn't tell them that. But they hired him anyway, and I guess they thought they were really good musicians, and their music was really catchy, and they did really well. They sold out audiences at Disneyland for a few months, and I guess they just got to be so popular that they became big recording artists on their own after that. But like I said, they're not really my favorite band. Count Me In, that song's okay. I put a few other of their songs on my list. I didn't put all the ones I just mentioned. Like I said, I think they sounded a lot like Brian Hyland, kind of sappy, a lot of kind of heartbreak songs. Like the one I featured yesterday was "The Joker Went Wild" by Brian Hyland, and they had a lot of songs that sounded like that kind of. They had "Everybody Loves a Clown," where we're supposed to feel sorry for Gary Lewis because everybody, all these women treat his girlfriend doesn't take him seriously, treats him like a clown. He goes, everybody loves a clown, so why don't you? I mean, I just think it's kind of a silly song, but they had a lot of other ones like that. They had a few I liked though. I mean, I do kind of like this one, "Count Me In." Their number one, I think I like the best, "This Diamond Ring." That's coming up much later. Uh, what are some other ones I like? I like "Save Your Heart for Me." That one actually has kind of the same theme as "Sealed with a Kiss," which is by Blind Highland. They're very similar songs, and I like both of those songs. I guess I also kind of like "She's Just My Style." But like I said, they're not one of my favorite bands, but they were a very popular band, and that's my feature on "Count Me In" by Gary Lewis and the Playboys, song number 2985. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next.